Adam and Todd, ready to make a change. In the heart of the desert where the sweat drips like rain. Talking fitness and coaching, finding strength in every stride. We'll pump up your motivation, take you on a wild ride. Fit Talk, here we go. It's time to get in the zone. Rocking and rolling will help you find your own.
All right, we're off. Let's
Okay,
go.
Saudi Fitness Talk Show, episode 8.
Correct.
So, obviously, our reviews and our views are just flying at the moment.
We're going viral. We are actually going viral.
We're
in
international.
seven different countries. We have, what did we just look? It was Saudi,
Yeah,
Great Britain,
yeah,
Singapore,
yeah,
France, Netherlands, USA.
yeah, all these irrelevant countries.
All these completely,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's like 0.5% of the viewership.
It's probably like half a person is listening to it.
yeah.
They put it on, but it's not really listening to it.
No. It's just a French man in in his chateau,
Yeah, in Bourguignon,
Bourguignon.
listening to it.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
this is a load of
We'll
rubbish.
take it. We'll take it.
But no, it's good. Getting there. Getting our reach out there.
Yeah, enjoying it.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I never understand these things. Like, how does someone in like Holland pick
I
this
don't
up?
know. Yeah, why is someone in the Netherlands listening? Who have we got a connection to in the Netherlands?
Well, I used to have someone, but I think it's in the UK now, so
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense either.
No idea.
So
Someone found it on the search. They typed in a random combination, and for some reason we popped up. Completely
the
ridiculous.
algorithm needs to sort itself out.
Yeah.
So look, today we're going to talk about the summer. I think especially here in Saudi, in the industry of fitness, having been here a few years, it's something that is, it becomes it can be a bit of a dry season, quiet season, off-season.
Literally dry. It's dry, and it's dry in terms of the climate, and there's nothing to do a lot of the time.
What is it now? About 35-ish
Yeah.
degrees, 37,
Yeah.
38, getting up there. In a month's time, it will be about 42, 43.
Yeah.
And by July, it's going to be 45 plus.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick. But what happens generally here for those people who are listening abroad, especially here in Saudi, is that it gets very, very quiet. It's getting less so, I think, because it's the country is becoming a bit more less seasonal and more, as Riyadh gets bigger, Saudi gets bigger, people are coming here year round now. But generally, what we see, especially for trainers and fitness coaches, is that it generally kind of quietens down. A lot of people travel after that Eid holiday, which is going to be 17th of June,
Yeah.
something like that. But mostly July, August, September, Saudi empties out.
Yeah. People leave.
Yeah.
People leave. I think in the Middle East in general, a lot of people leave.
Kuwaiti,
Yeah.
Qatari, everyone just gets it because it's just so
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Even Dubai, people leave.
Definitely, yeah. Traffic drops, everything's open, it's clear.
That's the best time.
It's nice.
actually-
Yeah.
The traffic in the summer is amazing. Here.
You can get
July and
around.
August,
Yeah.
It's so good. Now it's horrendous. But so yeah, we were talking. I used to say, with my old team, and is using this time constructively. With it, it's often easy just I think for trainers and even in life, whether it's with business or your own personal development or whether you're an athlete or things like this, that when you have these different seasons to utilize them properly and not just to and structure your year like this and have these times where maybe you're in the business, you're working on your things, you're doing the personal training, you're doing the coaching, you're flat out, for these 2 months, but especially with Ramadan that just went, and especially now up until Eid, this Eid holiday, I can feel it even with clients. They're all trying to get stuff finished by Eid.
Yeah.
So it's a mad race now till like the 17th of June, 20th of June, whatever it's going to be. And so everyone's busy now. We got still at the last of like the conferences. We got World Economic Forum here at the moment. All these different. There's a lot of things going on over the next. What's that going to be like 6 weeks? And then
It's going to quieten down.
yeah, the people are going to go. People are going to go to Egypt. People are going to go to Mediterranean. People are going to go to America, LA. A lot of Saudis go there. So I think it was a time where you got, especially July, very, very quiet. August, the first couple of weeks of August is quiet. and then some of the schools start coming back and bits and bobs. But I think it's just an important time to, especially as a coach, to think about, reflecting on the year, where you currently are. It's kind of like a new year almost, or the off season. Like if you're an athlete,
off season's a good way to put it. I think.
Yeah, an off season is if you're an athlete. It's like looking at how was last season, what can I do better physically, or in terms of a coach, like what was some things I came across. Could I maybe do a course now? Could I do something like that? I think it's just making sure that when you get into this phase, like when you have a lot of quiet time, is you're not just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, it can be easy to do that as well because it kind of creeps up because you're busy. You're busy leading into the summer. Then it stops, and then you think, it's kind of a bit of you can stand back a bit.
Yeah, and sure, maybe a week or 2 weeks you just have a bit
no
of
problem.
time.
But then that can easily turn into 4, 5, 6, and then it's September again, and you're back in,
and you lose that momentum.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You need to keep momentum. Like, it's and again using this time, it's like. People sometimes just like to be really just be in the business, not work on the business. And on the business is working on yourself. And people need to keep upskilling. And I've seen it from recruiting and working with team. A lot of coaches for the last couple of years is that they don't work on adding more tools to their toolbox. You know what I mean? Adding more skills, and not investing enough in their education, investing enough in doing extra courses. Extra things. I know from, just from my own self-appointment, that was one of the things my first mentor always said to me is like, just expand, try and solve as many problems as you can, and learn more skills, invest your money into that, especially initially, until you make it, basically.
Yeah.
Because then you just become more valuable. You can fix more problems. You can help more things. You can,
what do you think a good... If you're a PT, you've maybe been doing it for 3 to 5 years. You might have done a few courses, maybe nutrition or some other bits. What would you advise to go into next? Obviously, it's dependent case by case, but
I think where your interest naturally falls is number one, or secondly, what you're coming up against day in, day out. If there's a same problem or that your clients have and you can't fix it, they're probably going to look elsewhere.
Yeah,
and look for someone else to be able to fulfill that. So again, I would look to try and do, especially now, God, with the internet, YouTube, you can get so much information.
You don't even have to pay anymore. You can just get free stuff.
You can get so much information, but utilizing the time you have to do a course during the summer. I think because then we know, like, once it gets back to September time, then it's back into in season. It gets super busy here. Riyadh, especially, October, November, December is a super busy month. Busiest months probably of the year. So it's getting prepared for that. If you're a freelancer, you're working within a team, to think about like what areas do I want to expand my knowledge a little bit more. Whether it's doing a course or doing a mentorship. I did a nice one last summer with Austin in America on the Evolve coaching. Again, that was more
really
rehab
good stuff.
based. I hadn't done a rehab course in maybe 10 years, so I was like, well, let's do something with that. And again, that was great, really good experience. Just totally different way of thinking about the human body and that side of things. But again, it's something that I could bring back after the summer. With when the clients come back and they're like,
you
wow,
start to implement.
But again, from a business point of view, it's clients like that you've shown that you've actually gone away and done stuff, and now you're bringing more to the table for them. You can help them more, maybe with their problems, with them compared to when they last saw you or whatever. And
it increases your value, doesn't it?
Increases your value. Then it justifies price increases. This is where trainers just keep. Obviously, one way of doing it is like you just pick. People like your personality; they want to train with you. That kind of influencer thing. And so you can charge more. But one way is actually the more maybe legitimate way is like I actually can do a lot of different things. I can fix a lot of things. I have a lot of experience. With the years gone by, I can get you from your A to B a lot quicker than other people. You know what I mean? And be able to offer convenience as well sometimes, like where you can do maybe if you can do 4 or 5 skills really well, the client's more likely going to pay for you and see you rather than getting 4 or 5 different trainers. You
can be relevant to more people as well.
Relevant to more people. So I think the other one as well, whether it's an online course, if you can, is travel and travel. You got to get out there,
Mm.
you know, and go see people like face to face. Go do courses in a person's gym, in someone's, academy or whatever it is to do with sports or strength and conditioning facility. Like go or not, you know, just literally go and travel and like that. We were talking just before we started the show about that guy Martin Lissitz,
Strength Unknown.
He was world's strongest man back in 2019.
Yeah,
Arnold and all these one strongman
animal.
champion.
Complete animal he is.
Yeah, he's an animal, but he's not quite your like the current guy, Hooper, isn't it? Mitchell Hooper, the Canadian.
Not typical. Yeah,
they're not massive.
No, bit more athletic.
A little bit lighter. I mean, they're still probably like 140 kilos or something like that.
Yeah, they're not light.
Like Hathor Bjornsson
not
is
200
like
kilos. Yeah,
200 kilos.
Yeah.
So I think these guys, they're even Mitchell Hooper's doing a bit of it. He's exploring different ideas of strength and
what was
ways
the one
of training.
with the stones that we saw?
Oh, that was one in Pakistan. Wasn't
Pakistan,
it? That was unbelievable.
100,
that guy
150 kilo stone. How the hell was he holding that?
And that other one, just like a 200 kilo column, wasn't it? 200 kilo column.
They're lifting ridiculous implements
on their just from the ground to their shoulder.
Yeah, they kind of clean it. It's like a clean, like they kind of pull it up, but
then they rest it on one arm.
Yeah, and there's no contact. They say, it's not allowed to touch the body when it's in the air.
It's even harder.
Because in strongman you kind of roll it up,
and
stand, and then Whereas with this, they kind of clean and drop under.
They were big, but they're not like. Even like they were way smaller than Martin.
Way smaller. Yeah, and he's no way he's doing.
I mean, they're big, but they're probably natural. They're not taking exogenous stuff.
And they're just wearing like their normal clothes. They're just they're not wearing their
work clothes.
They're work clothes. Literally.
And it's like it's amazing. That's it. It reminds me of when I was in Iran. That was when I went to some of the Zircone places.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Zircone is how they trained, the ancient warriors and how they've been training for thousands of years. And in Iran, like if you want to go lose a bit of weight, you go to a Zircone club. That's your fat loss. That's like your Les Mills out there.
Les Mills, yeah.
Your Les Mills boot camp. You go throw clubs and do push-ups and everything else.
Yeah.
So, but it's just a whole experience because. There's a whole culture around it, and when you walk in, I can't remember the exact name, but the Zircone Halls is probably the wrong name. Please correct me. But when you walk in, there's two doors. There's like a normal door. That's where the coach goes, and then there's a little door. It's like when you go like the early learning center in the shopping malls, and there's like a little door for the kids. It's like that. And you're
that's
like,
where the subjects go.
Like, why? And then why? Because then everyone else has to go through that door because they have to bend down and bow.
Yeah.
As you enter the facility of the coach.
I think it's the same in the Sistine Chapel.
Maybe the same sort of thing. So a similar thing, you have to bend down, so there's that respect straight away. The coach sits up top, like in this, like it's almost like a mini coliseum. There's like a sand pit at the bottom, mini coliseum of an amphitheater, whatever, but circle with steps, and then the coach sits at the top with like a massive drum, and he doesn't say anything. He just sits there, and he doesn't say a thing for 2 hours. He just beats his drum.
Amazing.
But everyone knows what to do. So, like, they've got all these clubs, I should say Persian meals, say, or, clubs lined up, from heaviest to lightest, and they got the sheenas, the push-up boards, and you go in, and, there was like, I don't know, maybe 10 of us, 15 of us, and then basically, like, the strongest guy, like the captain as such, one of the most experienced guys, he gets first picks, and then he takes the clubs he wants to take, and he takes the board, and then he comes back, and then it like in sequential order.
And
so when you're the newbie,
obviously.
You're the new guy, you're the last, so you have to take whatever is left of the clubs.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So then the guy was like, take those. So I got given like a pair of, I think it was like 7-8 kilo clubs, like meals, these Persian meals. So heavy, and then you just have to deal with it. You just have to do whatever, and because no one talks, you can't say anything. Then you warm up with like push-ups. You do loads of push-ups, like 400 push-ups just to warm up. All different styles, twisting, turning, bending. You're just on your hands, just doing push-ups non-stop. Like the like the diving push-ups.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
people call them whatever.
Hindu push-ups.
Hindu
or whatever,
push-ups. Yeah, or Persian push-ups are in
Yeah,
Iran.
yeah.
And then you pick up the clubs. Your arms are already toast. You just done 400 push-ups, and then you got to try and swing clubs, and you're doing hundreds of every different technique.
Yeah.
So you do one technique for 100 reps, do another technique for 100 reps, and you do another technique for 100 reps.
And the guys you're doing it with, how do they look physically? What's their build?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they like their rice.
Rice and goats. Yeah.
No, I mean they're not on calorie deficits. These
No.
guys.
There's no. They don't know what that means. They don't have a word for deficit in Iran.
No, there's no exactly. It doesn't even translate.
Just there isn't. What's that? Sorry, deficit.
No, I mean these guys are guys. Like they eat good, they
Yeah.
train hard, they eat well.
Yeah, peak male performance.
Peak
Just
male
hairy,
performance.
fat, and strong.
100%. They don't have
Yeah.
six packs,
No.
but they are solid.
Yeah.
You know, their arms, their forearms, their
Thick.
shoulders, they're thick. You know what I mean? Like I remember, like when I met one of the guys, the coaches, like I shook his hand. It was the firmest
Yeah.
handshake I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, his skin's like an inch thick on his hands.
It was just like there was no like give.
Yeah.
It was just the hardest handshake I've ever had. Because then he would go, he did a little demonstration for us, and he was, you know, he took a pair of like I think they were like 4 kilo clubs, something like that. Maybe like 3, 4, something like that. Which doesn't sound much, but when you work with clubs, it's tough.
Yeah.
And he just started throwing these things, like
Yeah. Just juggling.
juggling.
Yeah.
He's there, throw them up, twist around, catch it behind him, doing all this
I love
stuff.
it. It's so cool.
And he was like, and he went on for like 5, 6, 7 minutes non-stop.
Yeah.
Just
Playing around.
playing around.
Yeah.
He was about 60 odd years old, maybe, this guy.
Yeah.
Spinning as well. They do all the spinning. So what that used to be was, I can't remember the name, but they used to do spin on the spot with arms out, and they just spin super, super fast. So what it was for was when battle, if they ever got surrounded, they spin their way out of it.
Hold your sword out, your club out.
2
and
swords.
just spin.
No, 2 swords out, arm's length, and they spin as fast as they can. To
Interesting.
get out, if they get surrounded by whatever on the field, whatever, then they can make a hole and get out.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah.
So they just spin super fast. But I thought, well, what about your ankles?
Yeah. Gone.
Just go low.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, they would spin
cut your
super
knees.
fast for minutes, and you're like, how the hell can you even just like? And they just stop, and they're fine,
They're not dizzy.
not
Nothing.
dizzy,
No.
nothing.
It's pretty cool. Just
Yeah,
the way
I love
they.
all these. It's
Yeah.
been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
How they train like this.
So do you reckon people could that be like a class concept in the modern world?
Yeah, it can. I know people in the UK, like my old mentor Tom. Like he runs classes of just that style of training. Zircone,
Yeah.
just clubs, sheenas, the push-up balls. They use sangs, which are the shields.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these. When we were in Iran, they took us to the room with all the sangs in, all these shields. I mean, it's basically so
Yeah.
and so it's big, like it's like they look like doors like that
Yeah.
with a handle in the middle of it. And some of these weighed up to like 80 kilos.
Yeah.
And they lie on their back on the floor pressing, 80 kilo doors in each hand.
Just knuckles on the wood, like.
Yeah,
duh.
it's mental.
Yeah. That is crazy.
And you're like, you can't. I mean, like these things go up to 80 kilos. And these guys are pressing them. They're doing like they're not just doing like 5 reps, 3 reps, or max strength.
No,
these
no.
guys are doing them for minutes.
Yeah. With the drums.
Minutes.
Just to the drum.
It's all strength endurance.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is all endurance. These guys are pressing these shields non-stop for minutes.
Yeah, because they probably did the 20-kilo door for 4 years.
Yeah.
And it just built up thousands of reps.
Yeah.
And then right now I'm going to do the 40-kilo door.
Yeah, it's not like a
And
42 kilo
No.
or we're going to use some micro plates.
Yeah,
like,
there's no like micro. I don't
it
know.
goes 20, 30, 45. Like there's just
Yeah.
huge jumps in
Yeah.
between, and that's just for one arm. It's
Yeah.
not like a bar.
And they're not even the real, how much they actually weigh. They don't
Yeah.
say 80 kilos.
No,
They
they don't.
just
It's just like they say roughly
big door,
small door.
Yeah,
Exactly, and like this is where like in the West, like it's all like we're obsessing over numbers and like all this stuff, and that's what really opened my eyes when I went traveling to Iran. Was like it's so different, the culture of physical culture or training culture, fitness culture, whatever you want to call it. It was just so different and so much about endurance, and strength, endurance, just building repetitions, just practicing over and over again, and you have to earn the right to the next weight.
Yeah.
We were talking about it with kettlebells the other day. Like kettlebells traditionally was 16, 24, 32. That was it.
Yeah. No others.
If you couldn't lift a 16, you just keep trying to lift the 16.
Keep doing it. Yeah. Just keep trying. Eventually, it will go up. Yeah.
You just keep trying to lift it until you can do it.
But that's the thing with these more old school implements.
Yeah.
They're already designed. They already have kind of their own training program inbuilt. It's like, all right, I can't pick up the 24.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep lifting the 16
until I can
do like 1 rep with the 24.
And then we build.
And then I just keep doing 1 rep with that until I can do 2, 3, 4, 5. Eventually, you'll be able to do 20, 30.
Building.
Yeah.
You got to build. Not enough people build big enough foundations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like a good book I read was the Base Building by Paul Carter. And that first introduced me to this kind of concept of building. It was like, right, find your 5 RM, and then you just keep adding more reps until you can hit 20 reps with a weight, and then you go back down to 5 again.
Yep. Yeah.
And you add instead of just adding like 2.5 kilos or 5 pounds.
Take a big jump. Yeah.
You put on an extra 10, 20 kilos depending on the
it's
exercise.
just a classic step loading.
Put a plate on.
Yeah. Add a plate each side.
And then you start again.
You
get crushed.
Yeah. But you won't actually. You probably won't get crushed.
But I used to experiment with this.
Okay. Here we go.
At the school. So, we used to train all these kids, who were my guinea pigs for about 8 years. And we used to just, like, we kids, we were doing a circuit, and like we put 100 kilos on the bar and say, right, that's the weight for today. I don't want to see anyone change in that plate, those weights. So if you can do 15 reps, you do 15 reps with it.
Yeah.
If you can't do any, you don't do any.
Just pull on it.
You just do an isometric and you pull on it as hard as you can. And we experimented this, me and my colleague Andy. And we just said, right, for this, we're just going to put 100 kilos and let people that's it. And doing more reps. And so we had, and then we would test again. So some kids were like, they could do 100 when they first came. By the end, and then we just said, right, once you can do like 20 odd reps, you put 140 on, put another blue plate on, or big plate, and you go again.
Yep.
And the kids got so strong.
Yeah.
Like one kid, the first week pulled on 100 kilos, and he wasn't going anywhere.
Glued.
So then he had to do like 5 sets of just isometrics, just pulling on a weight for like as 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
just as hard as he could. Yeah.
Or even 40 seconds. I'd make them just stay there because the sets were like 40, 20. So you just had to pull on at 40 seconds. And he was just so demoralized.
It's horrible, yeah.
Yeah. And he was just he was like, sir, stop moving. I was like, I don't care. Just keep pulling.
Yeah.
And so like he just trying overcoming isometrics, just trying to overcome that weight. Week 2, again pulling, but it just started moving a little bit, the weight. Week 3 gets lift off. Starts lifting it off the ground, maybe a couple of inches. Doesn't finish it.
Yeah.
But it starts moving.
Progress.
Week 4, deadlifts it 3 times.
There you go.
And then he back to isometrics still.
Yeah.
But after about 8 weeks, he was doing reps.
Yeah. Yeah.
With just 100 kilos.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's just just need to practice base.
Just keep trying to pull it.
Yeah.
And
it can be that simple.
Yeah.
It's evidence there.
I mean, look at Paul Anderson. Like the old. He used to dig a hole.
Yeah.
He didn't have racks or anything like this, so he dug a hole and do partials. Each week, he would fill the hole a little bit more. He was standing out higher up in the hole.
Yeah, I mean that is amazing.
That's awesome.
Imagine you go into a gym.
Yeah.
You just take a tile out.
This is it. I think a lot of gyms are. I know we're on a tangent, but a lot of gyms just over complicate things. There's too many options. There's too much choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's better when we have less. And even as humans, when you look at like sales psychology and all this, it's better off just having 2 or 3 options.
Yeah.
For humans to choose from. When you walk, when you walk into a restaurant and you've
It's
got
much
a
better
huge
like
menu.
that. Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't even look at this.
Yeah. The best restaurants are when they just do like 2 or 3 things really well. They're the best ones. Well. Yeah.
And when you walk in and you sit down and say medium or how would you like?
They ask you one question. Yeah. How do you want it done? We're talking about steak, obviously.
Yeah, not tofu.
Not tofu. Yeah. Rare tofu.
But that's it. So it's like even with gyms. So going back to it, it's like. I think it's really important for trainers to travel, to go out and see there's another side to even what we do. And often it's much simpler. Weight is very effective, super strong, super fit guys, whatever it is. But but done in a totally different way.
It's kind of
different
interesting because, like, you think what we're doing is essentially like the Western modern training.
Yeah, science.
That's it. It's all like Instagram. It's like so based on social media, a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then all the science and
Percentage,
all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like it obviously has influence from the old Russian systems that always carries over.
Yeah.
But then how many training systems or ways that people do exercise are just hidden and lost around that you can't. Maybe it's a bit harder to find on the internet. You don't know what to search for.
Well, I think this Martin guy is doing really cool.
He's doing a good job with
it.
it.
To China, use some of their, some of the equipment they use, like with the different types, almost similar to the kettlebell, but the Chinese version.
Yeah,
it looks like a brick basically.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
They flip them, they turn them in the air and catch, and there's all these different traditions.
I love that. Like the Russian kettlebell juggling. When they just do, you see them and it's like kind of a show.
Yeah,
you obviously seen, or they'll do different competitions where it's just like, I don't know, they just stand there and just press for as long as possible with the same weight, and whoever does the most reps, or they juggle and they flip and they catch and do all this.
Remember that guy
stuff.
I showed you, Valentin Nickel,
the golden balls. Yeah.
Each golden ball 40 kilos.
Yeah, and he's juggling them. Catches them on his neck, flicks them up. Yeah, just doing ridiculous.
And he's just holding them like casual like this.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
and that's it. When you look at this other stuff,
holding 20 kilos in each hand, just holding it would be tough. Okay, double it. It's a round ball. Now juggle it. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're on a flat bench pressing.
No, completely
Standing
different.
up, like holding it like this,
like a dinner plate, like a waiter.
Yeah,
the best waiter ever.
Just carrying around casually. Yeah. And then throwing it every now and then.
Yeah, and catching it on the back of your head.
But that's it. I just think that there's, we're doing one way of things, and they do another way of things. Both are right. Both, build incredibly strong bodies. I mean, and that's why it'd be interesting to see some of the like Martin's doing. He's trying out some of these things, and some of them he can't even do.
Yeah, But he's
meant to be the world's strongest man.
Yeah, who really is. Yeah, depends what the events are.
And obviously, the World Strongest is not just one event, but it'd be cool for the World's Strongest Man to start maybe putting in some of these different cultural feats of strength that they.
Well, I'm not sure how they select it, but why couldn't they find these the Pakistani guy just in the depths of Pakistan? No one knows who he is. Say, right, you want a chance to win $1 million? Come with us, try out. He'd probably be pretty good, especially at the stones.
Yeah, but the stones would be crazy. Because again, it's all the said principle, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. Specific adaptations, imposed demands. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say that.
What is it again?
Because they're just really good at that one thing.
Yeah.
That's all they practice.
Yeah, probably. But there's always going to be transfer. Always going to be transfer. Like if you set up a barbell and got into deadlift, he'll be able to
probably. Yeah, I mean,
200 plus
use
minimum.
A stone, a 200 kilo stone, you can lift.
Yeah,
I mean,
because barbell is perfectly designed.
Way easier than.
It's perfectly designed to lift from.
Yeah,
isn't it? That's literally what it's designed for.
Yeah.
Stone isn't designed for that. So, yeah, he's a little bit of coaching.
Yeah,
he'd smash it.
Probably at least 300 kilos.
Just his grip and lower back for stones is ridiculous.
God, he's just totally rounded.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's he's used to picking it up rounded. Yeah. Like, your technique's wrong. He's like 300.
Yeah, 300 rounded.
Yeah.
I think again, it's so important to travel if you can. Get out there, go see different things. Like just open up your eyes, broaden your horizon. I think, especially in the modern world, it's very easy to be so. Talking to a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches, a lot of people, and people look at life through a straw. You know what I mean? They just live in their little bubble. They live in their own little world, doing their own little thing. And that's why it's so important to be, surround yourself with the right people who can actually, or take yourself into different environments with people who show you different stuff. That there's other things out there. It's not just, I think travel is one of the best things people can do. If you can, you get out there and start going, especially if you're interested in this. Like Martin, he probably likes traveling, he likes strength training, and he just joined the two together.
Combine them up.
You know what I mean?
Good to go.
He has a genuine interest on these different cultural things.
I think what
he
limits
learns so much.
What limits that is because you've got these different camps. It's always how it goes. Same with nutrition, same in training. Like the S&C guys, they're over here, and then you've got Pilates or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can become too, sectioned out.
Oh, 100%.
And then you think you're always the best. You don't want to
My
move
way
on.
or the highway.
My way or the highway, same thing.
This is the best. You have your believers.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, when it was like, just remember we were like, the guys who were the Poliquin guys. All they did was Poliquin. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And even now, that's kind of like the ATG guys.
Yeah.
They've taken,
It's
they've
Poliquin, isn't it?
repackaged Poliquin
It's
stuff,
Poliquin. Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But again, they've just taken that, which is all good stuff, but it's not the only way.
Yeah.
And sure, a lot of it's very, very good, but but not all people like that style of training. Some people like to, not do things so rigidly or systematically and all this type of stuff. So I think that's the big thing, like we talked about before. Like when you get into this career of training, it's a science initially.
Yeah.
It's a science. You do all the anatomy, physiology, biomechanics. You do all the books. You do some courses. It's the tick boxes. All this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think with any skill, it becomes an art form later on. You know what I mean? So,
whereas like we said, you got to learn the rules before you can break them.
yeah,
So it's a good way to go about it.
100%.
Don't go in like a cowboy, just trying doing whatever. Learn the science, learn your anatomy, do all that stuff. And you're going to refresh it maybe in the summer. Maybe it's a good time to go over it again. But once you get that foundation, then it's good to go and try weird stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And, and that's it. From a development point of view, as a coach, it's like, seeing now when you're coming into this quiet time, like, where am I? How many years I've been a coach? What am I doing? Where am I at? Where do I want to be? Use this as your, as almost your New Year's kind of resolution time, end of year to end of your season, to think about what can I improve on, where do I need to build some skills, where do I want to build some new skills, or in a business sense, if I'm not don't have the time, I'm not willing to build my own skills, can I bring in someone who's got the skills I need for what I want to do, or that my clients are demanding, or whatever it is. So it's taking this time over the next, couple of months to really think about that and start preparing, for that end of June, July, August period, because it's a real period that, it can be easy for trainers to waste, or it can be a great period that, you can really be proactive in and expand your own value and increase your opportunities and options in the future, and make yourself more valuable. Go and learn some new skills, put some more tools in your toolbox. You know what I mean? Don't just have a hammer.
Yeah.
And only be able to hammer in a nail. Go get a screwdriver. You can do, put a screw
Do
in
a
the
few
wall.
more things. Yeah.
Go get other things.
Yeah.
You were just saying to me before, like, you've been thinking about, I might do a bit of boxing this
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah. Like, like I've done a little bit of that stuff in the past, bit of pad work, learned a few bits, but I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people, they want to do, or they should do some kind of conditioning within their training. And, you go in the gym, you look at what you've got. And I always see the boxing gloves and the pads, and I think, I just can't actually use that. It's kind of annoying. Everything else I know what to do. With the pads, I'm not really confident to do this. I'm sure I could hold up, jab, hook, whatever. But I don't want to be there and look like an idiot. I want to do it properly,
Yeah.
So that's something I want to learn for a bit of conditioning stuff for my clients.
Yeah, I think if you're part of a team, like there's plenty of people now in teams, and if you got a colleague who has a skill that you want to
Ask
learn,
him.
go ask him or her or whatever,
Yeah.
and go do it in your free time when you've only got maybe a couple of sessions a day during the summer, or no sessions. Go do some stuff. Go learn from other people, other instructors, other PTs, other coaches, whatever it is in different sports. And utilize that time, not just to be sitting there, scrolling through Instagrams and everything else, listening to our shows.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop listening now. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a waste of your time.
But invest. I think, people think about, I need to save money, save. It's like, but what are you saving for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sure, you want to keep some money aside in case of,
emergencies,
your job or
whatever.
emergencies or whatever else, so you got 3 months, basic sort of finance stuff. But, have some money that you're going to invest. The first 10 years, I just invested tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands into courses, but then I also found mentors who had done lots of courses as well, so then I could get that knowledge as well.
Yeah.
You know, and so then again, that's another way. You know,
It's probably the most efficient way.
if you don't have the money or the means, you know, go find people who've already learned what you want to learn.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether it's, can I do an apprenticeship with you, a mentorship with you? Can I, you know, help out at your gym? I remember one summer, you know, before with Tom, I just said, look, I want to come down for a month in Bath, and I just want to work. I just want to come work with you in your gym and just be there day to day from when we open at 6 a.m. to when you close at 8 p.m., whatever it is.
Yep.
I want to just feel the whole experience. All the different classes you do, and train with you and train your clients and all this stuff. And I just did it off my own back.
Yeah.
I don't think I got paid. I did a few bit of soft tissue stuff. I was doing some fascial stuff for him. I got a bit of cash, but basically working for free.
Yeah. Beans and rice for that month.
Yeah. And, you know, I went down, just rented an Airbnb next to the gym, and then just stayed and just trained. I got up, you know, I was at the gym at 6 a.m. every morning, help them open up, did the first classes. You had 3 classes back to back, till 10 o'clock, or 4 classes till 10 o'clock. And then we'd go for a walk, you know, coffee, and then we lunch, a couple of lunchtime people, privates. And then when we'd train in the afternoon, we went through crazy stuff. We did this karate preparation drills. It's basically the warm-up for karate. What's it called? Junbyondo. And it used to take it was the warm-up, and it used to take 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all these preparatory exercises for your whole body. So you go through all the joints, and then you start doing all these preparatory movements, did all these kicks and all this stuff. And we did it every single day for like 4 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
And we were absolutely broken. Depressed.
Insane. Yeah, trained till you're depressed.
And it was brutal. So I used to do that, and then I would do another, then we'd do weights afterwards. So
I think a lot of those combat sports can be like that. Super repetitive. Like even I remember fencing. Yeah, it's been the first month or two, no sword, just footwork. Didn't even get to touch it. You're just going forwards, backwards, forwards.
Yeah.
Didn't even touch a sword. You just figure out the footwork. Okay, now you get to move your arm a bit and practice this, and then you get your sword. Yeah, it takes time to get into it.
Yeah,
they don't just let you go, and
No, totally. So I think, you know, it was and that with that you just learn so many different things. And then, you know, his mate Neil used to come, who was the wushu guy from Bristol. You know, he used to come. We used to do an hour twice a week, I think, something like that. We used to do all. That's where I learned all my qigong and tai chi and all these fan forms and weapons. And we used to do the rope dart and like all this stuff. We used to play with all the what's the horse cutter? What's it called? The pu dao it was called. It's a massive sword.
Horse cutter.
In China to cut down horses in battle. It's massive.
The fact there's one of those in Bristol, it's just funny. I don't know.
Yeah, well, these guys, you know, they have a lot of weapons in their gym.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it was. And we train with that. It's heavy. You spin it around your neck, and you do all this stuff with it. All these different routines, and
the rope dart's really cool.
Yeah,
I've seen people use that. You have a rope dart?
Yeah, I've got it here.
Oh, okay.
A real one.
Why?
Smuggled.
Don't say that.
Yeah, it's fine on Spotify. No, I got one, and it's great. I train with it.
Yeah. You just keep it in your rucksack any moment.
I do sometimes. Yeah.
Defense.
Yeah, I'm not accurate with it. But,
just somewhere in that direction.
So playing with all these different stuff. So you know, but this is it. Like, it's just broadening your horizons, big time, and just get a bigger, deeper perspective on everything. That you, as you know, like when you start learning things, you realize how much you don't know. There's so much more out there.
Yeah.
And once you think you know something, you don't know anything.
Yeah. It's
and
true.
It just keeps continuing forever.
Yeah.
You hear it from all these professors, like all these.
They all say it. Yeah.
They've been doing it for 40 years. Like, even a lot of my mentors have been like 40 years coaching. They're still like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
They're still learning.
You don't know what you don't know.
And that's it. So like, if you're a coach now, you've been a coach for like 5 years, you know, making some good money now, like, you don't know anything.
You know nothing.
Like, I've got, you know, there's so many amazing coaches out there who've been coaching for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and they're like, I'm still learning every day.
Yeah, and the thing is, the things you think you know,
they
then change. New stuff comes out. Oh, that's actually wrong. It keeps going. So it's an ever everlasting learning process.
Yeah,
which is good.
And we always complain, oh, we're so busy. I don't have time. I've got 5 clients today. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
You know, like I've got 8 clients today. I'm working back to back.
Yeah.
And there's a period now for a lot of people where you have time, and especially if you're in a full-time job, you're getting paid probably, so use that time.
Yeah.
Use that time to valuably and increase your skills, and not only just from a selfish point of view and your career development point of view, but in personal point of view, also from a career point of view. You increase your value. Like I was saying, maybe you can get a promotion. Maybe because you can, you'll increase your ratings or your reviews, or you're going to keep your retention is going to be better with clients because you're not losing them as much because you now understand it a little bit. You've worked with someone, so I really think with life, you always go through seasons. Tony Robbins kind of talked about and introduced a lot of that sort of stuff, but it's use that time to rebuild, reconnect, go travel. Get out there, invest in yourself, invest in your education. Big believer in that. And you look at most successful guys, always. I mean, Pollock would always talk about, attending at least 3 seminars a year, minimum. He would study for 16 hours a week. You know what I mean? So 2 hours every day, plus 3 hours on the weekends, reading research papers, doing courses. And that was him when he was in his 50s. Yeah. Before he died. He was still studying like crazy. And
I think we're lucky, like with this industry, because there's so many interesting things you can go into. You're not limited. You don't just have to go with whatever the fat loss course, or just even if you don't like it. There's so many things you can try out. So much variety, which is good because I'm not sure, but I think other industries don't necessarily have that many things you can go into that you can use in the gym.
I think as well as a lot of people, they spend too much time too soon, doing all these like fitness marketing courses and fitness businesses courses, or I need a side hustle, or for something. Yeah. So why don't you just make your main thing the main thing and just put everything into that? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you can make enough money just out of that.
I can't make enough money in the fitness industry. I was like, there's a lot of people who do make a lot of money. Yeah. And actually, a lot of the time, it's just from getting really good results. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they market. They don't actually need to market that much because of word of mouth.
That's a good point, actually.
Referrals, or they're actually just really good.
So fast just to think, I can get more clients by marketing. Yeah. But if you got really good at coaching, you'd get more clients. Exactly. So, and you'd be a better coach as well. It's like 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly. People should be focusing, especially initially, just focusing on, improving, their own skills, and maybe just their team skills, and getting them better, the results and the production better, and the product better. Yep. Rather than the marketing. Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than marketing a shit product.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
That's what a lot of people are doing.
Well, think about retention. Yeah. And again, so you might be able to get the people in, but if it's shit, they won't keep paying.
This is a lot with the online side of things. Yeah. A lot of people since COVID obviously went online, which is good. But they got, I really feel like to be a really good online coach, you've got to be a great offline coach. Because you're just not going to be able to see or understand from the minimal or limited information that you're getting what is going on. You know what I mean? Because when someone's even just doing WhatsApps, or you have your calls with them, it's not the same as in person, especially when you're then coaching something or they're distant. I mean, sure, look, there's that business we know, like online, you reach more people, you can have the global audience. Yeah. You can package things. They do 8-week this and 12-week that. I'm not looking at it from a business perspective. Sure, it's great business, but from a coach and reputation and credibility point of view, actually just getting, like mastering something. Mastering something.
Yeah, I think people probably go into it too early. Like, they go onto online too early. Yeah. Get really good in person. Yeah. Do your time, and then you can translate that to a more business online something.
Like Thibodeau said, Thibodeau said, he said you wouldn't recommend anyone unless you've done 10 years of offline coaching, face to face, in person. Then maybe look at online. Yeah. Yeah. After 10 years of coaching.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's
You know
fair.
what I mean? Then start looking at it because but now people can't wait 10 minutes, let alone 10 years.
Yeah.
to wait for that because
Whereas
you
there's
just
probably people out there that have never coached in person and they just do it
There are.
online. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
100%.
Yeah, which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I just don't. I get online. Look, I've got one or a couple of online. I did it. I tried a couple of years ago. Didn't enjoy it, and stopped it. I see one person now, but the main thing with this is that I would much rather be. If I could, I'd always be in person. I don't think the same with anything. I don't think anything's going to replace in person anytime soon. In terms of that experience, the feeling, it's a different feeling and understanding and experience. I think when you're in person with someone, and definitely for the clients as well. I think people are going to be going full circle with online.
We'll think how quickly online can be replaced by a robot, by AI.
Exactly.
So fast.
I always think
it already is.
Everyone's online pretty much. So it's like if I have access to Rich Froning or Rich Froning's coach, and he's doing online programming,
it's so true.
For maybe a little bit more than what other trainers are. Why wouldn't I just go train with the best?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Why not? Yeah, you can just get his program.
It's no different.
He'll talk to
I
you.
just have to go to a different website, or a different Instagram
Finished.
page. And I want to say
if that's the kind of coach you are, if you're that level or you're famous for some reason, you do online. It makes perfect sense.
You can get more people.
You can just charge, whatever you want, and people will come.
But if you're, it must be really unless you're just training your friends and family or stuff like that, or friends, and things like this, or like a local community. I just don't get it. Like why wouldn't you just train with some of the best coaches in the world?
There's some decent apps
if they're online.
Yeah,
train with them.
Yeah, like in terms of just programming, like I used weightlifting AI, the weightlifting house, their app for a bit. It's good. It's kind of like having a coach.
Yeah,
so they have like the light system, the reps and reserve system. You put it in set to set, and it changes the weight set to set. I mean, it's not bad. Like it's pretty much kind of what a coach would say.
There's my other client.
Yeah,
she's using that for triathlon. All her triathlon specific. Is all through AI.
Yeah, it's done.
So great.
Yeah, it's fine though. Yeah. But then for the technical side of things, she'll need you to be there and to help out in the gym. But I mean, AI programs, it's already here.
And that's it. Maybe again, there's something you learn more about AI. Maybe you can integrate that into your own operations as such.
Yeah.
Whether it's you as a person or with there's some good apps coming out, and more of some of these other older apps that have started integrating more with AI. And again, that's another thing to learn about. Don't avoid some of these things.
No.
AI is here to stay.
You got to join it.
Yeah.
You
can't beat it, you join them.
Yeah, you
that's
got to
always
join
the old saying.
For sure.
You can't beat it, you join them. So it's again, that's something. If you're not using that, you're using some other older methods. Like think about learning about AI and integrating some of this technology into your own business. With your teams or not, because it's only in business. It's all about speed.
Yeah.
So the faster you can get something or something can happen, the more likely you're going to get the deal, or it's going to be more attractive, or you're going to get the sale, or whatever it is. So if anything can help with speed, you need to be looking at in with your business, especially. Business is all about speed, So AI, learn about that. Learn about other techniques or other things that are interested in you. Travel, use this time because then it's going to come back, and that's why you got to keep sharpening the sword as well. Don't let it get blunt.
Yeah.
Because when you have these quiet times, like it's important to keep practicing your craft. Do a little bit daily, something.
Yeah.
Don't just not coach or not do anything for a month, 2 months, go on holiday, Ibiza, just keep trying to do a little bit.
It's that compound effect, isn't it? You're slowly compounding little bits of experience and knowledge over time. And before you know it, it's 10 years.
Yep.
And you've learned a lot. You've come a long way.
Yeah. Reading books.
Yeah.
If you go on holiday, read some books on a subject. There's loads of courses online. You can still be sitting on a beach and listen to courses. Or
honestly, I think for new coaches, YouTube is so good, and even whatever. But like when you first start, just get into the habit of watching YouTube, whoever. Because like I remember ages ago, probably like 7 years ago, just looking at those super training like deadlift tutorials. And they're so good. It's like, okay, I know how to deadlift, fine. But then you listen to like Ed Cohen break down the deadlift, tell you everything about it. It's incredible. Like, you how can you get that resource? That video is probably 7 years old or whatever, or maybe even older. But I remember just watching it and going, like, I couldn't meet anyone in the UK probably that could teach me all of that, you know, his style of doing it and all that stuff.
I went to Ed Cohen's course.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
You know, on deadlifting and everything. Like, I just think, again, like, there's so much accessibility to all this stuff, and there's no excuse not to. Like,
no excuse for sure.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, you know, say in Riyadh, you know, like, oh, it's so busy, the traffic, I hate driving. I was like, I actually love driving here.
Same.
Because I listen to loads of podcasts.
I've read or listened to
read books.
So many books. And so many podcasts on all different topics.
Like, I wouldn't do that if I just sat at home. You know, if I had a 5-minute commute to home, you know, I get home and I've got kids, so you can't do anything. No. You know, so having that 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes sometimes, just sit. You know, even one of my clients was like, oh, yeah, I've just started. He was like, oh, I'm so, you know, I've just changed jobs and now working at home. It's great. You know, I don't have to travel. And I was like, okay. 3 weeks later. And then he was like, I miss the office.
Yeah.
Because I miss that travel time between, I have no time to, I work at home. I'm in the kitchen or something working. And
couldn't do it.
Kids are in and I can't switch off. I'm still in work mode and I shout at the kids or whatever it is.
There's no separation between the two. Yeah.
And I'm just, I can't switch quick enough. So he said, you know, when I would go to work, I'd get in the car, I'd drive, it's 30 minutes.
Yeah, wind down.
It's fine, I'm in traffic, whatever, but it's 30 minutes. I can just listen to music, podcasts, books, whatever it is, and I can wind up or wind down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why, like, you know, whereas if you work from home, that's why I always found the online thing. I think the online thing as well, you know, it must be very lonely. It can be lonely.
Yeah.
You're just on your own the whole time.
Yeah.
You're not getting out there.
No.
Get in the car every morning.
You become isolated, I think.
Or even go for a walk down to the, you know, like, you got to get out, meet other people, see other people, do other things, not just through, you know, through the camera or, you know, through the screen. Like, go and, I think it's just healthy, you know, like just being, again, I'm seeing a lot of coaches going towards, you know, doing obviously the online coaching, setting up even online coaching businesses. They're hiring other coaches in who are doing online coaching for them and with them and all this sort of stuff. But I was like, but you're actually becoming a desk worker.
Yeah, which is what we all didn't want.
So like, sure, you can work wherever you want in the world. You can work in Bali, you can work in wherever, you know. But you're actually just sitting and have to sit at a desk for like, because online is not easy. You have to sit and do a lot of work on the laptop, a lot of marketing as well. You actually sit on the laptop a lot. You're still becoming a 9 to 5er.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like the whole, like, you know, one of the best things about this job is that you're on your feet, you're moving around, talk to different people. It's kind of quite social.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about maybe the 60. I'm not talking about the top 20%.
No, yeah,
the influencers have got teams. They just
different.
They record the content or they build all the online.
They're not doing any programs.
They're not doing anything.
they're just you know, filming like booty shots and doing it and then done.
I'm talking about the other 80%.
Yeah,
the most people who are doing online, it is a lot of work.
Yeah,
and you're on your laptop sitting there doing calls after calls after calls. Having maybe you do three, and then you're always trying to find new clients because retention is not easy with online. Yeah. So I don't know. You know, I see if you're really good at it, sure, it can be great, obviously, and everything else. You build a team, but I think like you just said then, like most people get into coaching because they like to be active. They don't want to be sitting inside. Yeah. They don't want to be sitting at a desk on a laptop for hours and hours on end. And I think what I see is more people have been doing that, and they tried that a lot over the obviously COVID, people had to. People have tried it the last couple of years, but they still want to do the in-person. They still prefer that.
It's fun. That's the fun bit.
Yeah.
It's actually fun. Like just writing programs, or setting up.
Writing programs is my least favorite part of the job.
Setting someone's nutrition thing, or I quite like writing programs. I get into it. But after a time, I'm like, I can't look at this anymore. Yeah, I just I get fed up with it quickly. I'm like, it doesn't actually matter that much, especially for this person. We just need to go and train. It doesn't matter. All these details I'm thinking about, it doesn't really matter. So
it's my least favorite part is the writing up programs.
Yeah,
that's my least favorite part about all of it. But, because sometimes some of the exercises I do with people, like you've seen, like I don't even know how to write it down.
Yeah, what do I call this?
It's like, I don't even know. So a lot of time, my programs is videos.
Yeah,
I'll just record myself.
That's what you always do.
Doing record. And then this is the exercise.
Yeah, when you hand over clients or you do this, I've seen. Yeah,
just videos.
Just a video of you doing some
I don't even know what
twisting back lunge. Okay, with a neck harness.
And even for the client, they remember it better. They're like, oh, okay, that's the exercise. Sure.
I think we spoke about this the other day. Just like visual, that is so much better.
Yeah.
It's trying to picture something from words. I'm not doing that. If I watch you do it, I'll probably be able to do it pretty quickly. So rather than description.
Problem is it's all the sort of size of the files. Like one day maybe when files can be really small with really good quality, you have like programs with just videos.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, you can't. I mean, if you think about like trainer eyes or these things,
it takes so long to upload.
Takes forever.
The file sizes, the storage, your phone gets jammed up, your laptops get everything.
Yeah,
everything, like. Maybe in like 10 years or 5 years.
I think we're just cheap. We don't have enough storage on our.
No, but I've got like 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
But still,
there's a lot of exercises. So
a lot of exercises. It's just slow. The Wi-Fi can't handle it and all that stuff. So more video orientated, but just faster. Do something faster would be good.
Yeah,
that side of things, but yeah.
Oh, big tangents today.
A lot of big tangents,
but good. Interesting.
Yeah, I think so. So look, I think the biggest takeaway is start planning now for the summer.
Yeah.
Be proactive. It's always looking ahead. It's forecasting. Seeing what's coming ahead. Start strategizing and putting into place some things like, right, what do I want to get? Be proactive every time. Whether I'm going to travel. If you don't, well, I'm going to do some education. Or read some books, whatever it is. Upskill for the next during this off season. Even yourself, like do something challenging. Do something difficult. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
go through something
got a bit of time.
Extremely tough and ridiculous.
I see, because generally if you haven't got as many clients, this sort of thing, you can spend more time working on yourself, not only from a educational point of view, but actually practical education. Like train yourself really hard.
Yeah.
Maybe go through a phase of twice a day, like 2 sessions a day.
Yeah.
And try some of these things you wanted to try before. Like actually train yourself, or get together with a couple of colleagues or mates and say, right, we're going to do something, or we're going to go through something.
Yeah, we're going to train for this,
or
whatever
we're going to do
it is.
A 12-week or 8-week transformation. Let's just see how lean we can get.
Let's get jacked and
let's
lean.
do a powerlifting competition 8 weeks, see how strong we can get.
Yeah,
because
you'll learn so much from that.
You'll learn
so much from doing that.
I think that's the other thing that we didn't really do. It's like you learn so much from training yourself, but there's so many trainers who are either they're too busy and they don't train anymore.
Yeah.
They're just like, all they're focused on is the business and hustling, and
bad move.
They just neglect themselves totally, and they're just working. But then they're not healthy, they're not fit, they don't, they start to lose it a bit, and they don't have that even that energy, that life force, they're just like oh right, next, another hour, next, another hour, next,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like, you cannot sell what you do not own, so like you've got to be fit, lean, strong and healthy.
Yeah.
As a trainer, you got to have the energy, you got to be the inspiration.
Yeah.
You walk in and you look worse than your client.
Just so knackered, yeah.
I mean,
you're just pale and tired.
That's not a good sales pitch.
No, not
if
at all.
You come in looking dreadful.
Yeah, just terrible. Yeah.
Out of shape.
It's actually kind of funny when you think about it.
Tired.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I just can't wait till the end of the day. It's like, the clients are like,
I came here to kind of, get a bit of energy and, work out and feel good. And then
they're your therapist.
And you're just
like,
saying, I'm so tired.
I'm doing all this stuff.
You're my 10th client today, and I've got.
You're like, what? And this is not made up story. This is literally what people do.
Yeah, I can think of people now. Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
Clients don't want to hear any of that.
No, No,
They
not
don't
at all.
want to hear anything.
No.
They don't care really.
No, they don't care.
So don't talk
They
about
don't
it.
care at all.
You know, like, and it's, I
But
always
do you know what's weird? Because I thought about this. You're in the gym the whole day, especially when you're working somewhere. You're in the gym the whole day. So in your world, like you're in the gym.
Yeah.
It's going session
been
to
there
session,
7 hours.
and each person that comes in, it's just kind of like another person. Nothing's changed for you.
Yeah.
For them, they've been out, they've been to work, they've met friends for lunch, they've done their whole thing, and then they're coming in.
Hour.
This is their hour. Yeah. Then they come in. For you, it's just another hour. For them, it's I'm going to the gym now. It's in my calendar, and they get there and they see you. Just fucked. Just like you just can't be
bags under your eyes.
Yeah, bags under your eyes. You can't be bothered. Yeah, just on your phone. Like imagine. That's how I thought about it.
That's
like,
most
God.
Coaches.
Yeah.
And that's what I say. Like, you know, like we were saying with Carlos the other day. Like, you know, people, they look at you before they even talk to you, so that they'll see you. So they'll see like, oh my God, look at his body language. Look at his energy. Like, look at this. Look at that. You know. So you've got to be on point. Like PTing, especially, you know, even if you're at home, you're freelancing, or you're in a team, you know, in the gym or whatever, it's a performance. You've got to perform.
Yeah,
It's like acting.
For
This
sure.
is why so many actors and models and get into fitness as a side job or whatever in London, especially. So like, it's a performance. You got to have that energy.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lot of energy, you can't be a trainer.
What do they call it when they do like the voice is it voice warm up? I'm gonna start doing that before I go in. La, 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 la.
You know, like, that's it. Because at the end of the day, they don't. I've said this in one of my YouTube videos. Like, people do not care how you're feeling, really.
No.
And and it's not their problems.
No, it's not. No.
So why should they care?
Well, the thing is, they've actually paid you, so you shouldn't be just.
They've paid you, and you come in and you're acting like
mate.
some
Do you
like
know what,
child.
when I think about it, if I hired a PT and they started saying, "Oh, I'm so tired. It's such a long day," I'd go, "Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I do not want to hear this at all.
Exactly.
Just train me.
What is wrong with you? I'm paying you this money.
Yeah, leave me alone. Like, imagine if your barber was saying it.
Yeah.
Just go, shut up, mate.
Just cut my hair.
Just cut my hair. Leave me alone.
You're definitely not going to tip today.
Yeah. Leave you alone. Or like your teacher or anyone like that. Yeah, you think of it in that sense.
Yeah.
Someone that's providing a service, or it's a two-way thing. You can't be getting too. You have to be very consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have and develop, or need to develop the switch.
Yeah.
You know, the on-off switch, or the professionalism, being professional, and then having your personal life. Don't let your personal life and all your personal problems and all your personal stuff get in, even how you're feeling, because no one cares about your feelings.
Yeah.
Don't let it get into professional life. And that's it. Bluntly, even if you receive bad news, something's really bad happened with a family member, okay, and you've got a client in 2 minutes, you've got to be able to brush that off.
Yeah.
And just go.
Yeah.
And not go into the session feeling stuff. Sure, if there's an emergency, you don't even go to the session because you're going to the hospital, whatever it is, or you're really sick. But people don't care.
Yeah.
So you either turn up or don't turn up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like either be there and be 100% there, or just say I can't be here because something's happened.
Yeah. If it's that bad,
Don't come in
do
at
it.
like 40%.
No.
Don't come in at 30%.
Yeah.
You're better off just not showing up. It's like serving food, like a chef. It's like serve it really well, just don't serve it at all.
Just have shit. Yeah, no one appreciates that. No one appreciates it. Yeah. You don't appreciate if your barber just does a shit job.
But especially
He's
as a
like,
PT,
I
'cause
didn't feel
it's
good.
so, like with a barber, you just say, like, shut up, just cut
It's
my hair. You don't
passive.
want to talk
It's
to me.
passive. Yeah. It's
But with a
passive.
trainer, it's very active.
Yeah, it's a two-way. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
It's not a passive service.
But yeah, relationship, and it's like, so you just like, you can't just be there like, I might want to. This is going to another podcast, but like one of is like, just standing or like sitting down. I hate seeing trainers sitting down.
Yeah.
Sitting down on their phone while their client's doing like push-ups, they're just sitting there. Just on their phone.
Checking Instagram.
Yeah, so maybe watch some of my YouTube videos. I've got a few things to say about that. On those things. But how did we get onto this?
No idea. Another tangent. We said, we've done a lot of tangents today, and then went on to another one. Let's call it there.
Yeah.
Let's call it there.
Okay.
You did your main takeaways about 10 minutes ago.
I know, we're going to listen to like, people like, let me just be finishing the podcast. Be like, right, just wrapping up.
No,
now.
10 more minutes.
Back into it again.
They clicked off a long time ago. It's fine.
It's okay. Right. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next time. We've got another guest coming in.
We do.
on episode 9.
Mystery guest. Mystery guest. Yep.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out the sound. I think we kind of got it now, but it's.
I think it sounds pretty good.
I think it sounds alright.
Let us know.
My brother was saying it sounds like you're in a cave. The first one we did.
Excellent. That's fine.
Perfect.
I
actually.
can deal with the cave comment. That's fine.
All right.
See you next time.
So bye bye.